Hi there, Natalie. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I am a certified Jungian life coach and also a registered yoga teacher. And I combined those two backgrounds to offer private coaching services and yoga services as well. My main aim is I wish to empower leaders who are really ready to bring their deeper, more soulful visions to life and maybe start building their legacy. And I love that type of work. It's really exciting for me. I have a kind of range of background and experience academically and also kind of alternative education. I studied cognitive science with an emphasis on psychology from UC Berkeley, and I also studied fine art. So I
Oh,
am an
awesome.
abstract painter as well. And I have gone on since my undergraduate to study under a few different, thought leaders or psychiatrists, um, really around mindfulness, mind body, psychology, holistic approaches to wellness. And I find that this holistic approach is just so beneficial because it really kind of takes us out of just our mind when we get too stuck in that intellectual understanding of things and gives us an experience so that firsthand we can really get an understanding of what is it that we're doing here to improve ourselves,
Right.
really. And that's a big reason why I became a coach, is because I wanted to move out of academia and into a industry that would make this type of information more accessible to people. So
Very
that's a
cool.
little bit about me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, and I think it's super important and relevant because especially coming out of the college world, even going into it, you don't know what you're going to do. And I don't, it's helpful to have someone to redirect you or to help direct you and figure out what your interest is. So that's really cool. Thank you for your contributions and how you've impacted the community. Um, Can you explain a little bit more about your Hungarian practice, and exactly how you got certified or what you did to become the life coach that you are?
Yeah, absolutely. So my title is I'm a certified Jungian life coach, or Jungian is usually how to say it, but most people don't know what that is. So it's
Right.
based off Carl Jung, who's a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, and he created, this whole realm of psychology that my coach training uses to teach us coaching. And we pull mainly out of his psychology this process called individuation, which is about realizing the self. And it's aiming at that true self that's kind of beyond our personality, our deeper kind of spark of life. Some people refer to it as, awareness or consciousness or soul, just like this deeper essence, so that we can kind of connect with this inner power within us. So my coach training program uses that and then also pairs it with Eastern philosophy. So that's the premise of a lot of yogic practices and yogic philosophy as well. So combined together, it's a really unique style of coaching that does a really great job of delving into the unconscious. So it's a depth psychology type of coaching, non-clinical, non-therapeutic, and it's very accessible to people. So to become a Jungian life coach, you can, go through this school that I went through, which is called Creative Mind University, and kind of learn the same techniques and processes and practices that I did to kind of guide people through that experience of kind of unraveling some of our conditioning and understanding our triggers and why we are the way we are, and kind of getting to who are we really, that
Mhm.
existential question, and building someone up from that point of who are you now, what do you really want to create. And that's the aim really of the coaching at the end of the day, is to help people connect with their creativity so they can really consciously create their lives and do something meaningful that's meaningful to themselves, or that dream that they always wanted to do that they haven't been able to do yet. I also apprenticed with Kelsey Ray. She's a amazing coach in the coaching world. I got to learn so many techniques from her around embodiment, connecting that mind body, guiding people into their body, somatically through like closed eye visualizations and hypnosis techniques. And so I really have my unique edge with the Jungian work here. And I find that it's been really helpful for people to have, like I said, like this holistic experience of coaching, and coaching really being a way to really connect with that inner power
Mhm.
and remember that you can create your life. And so my wish for my clients is to, my wish in my practice is to empower my clients to empower themselves.
Love that. Very cool. Um, and then I know you mentioned that you're certified in yoga. What is your experience with yoga and how long have you done it for? A few questions. And yeah, what is there one type of yoga or are there various? What do you specialize in?
Yeah. So I am certified by Chocolate Twist Yoga. It's
Oh, I like that.
um my teacher, her name is Kali Alexander, based in Los Angeles. She's fantastic. Um, but it's a hatha based style of yoga. And I think many people don't know that yoga is more than just that physical practice.
Mhm.
There's 4 different paths of yoga. You have like bhakti yoga, which is like devotion, karma yoga, which is about action and service. And then you also have jnana yoga, which is about knowledge. This hatha yoga falls under this 4th path, which is Raja yoga, which is based off Patanjali's like 8-fold path. So one of those 8 elements is that physical asana practice. And that's what most of us kind of know yoga
Right.
as.
Right.
We see the yoga poses, the flexibility, and I think that it's such a great entryway into understanding yoga or even getting into it. It helps people, relieve stress. It makes people feel good. It's like a sacred time for them. And so I really enjoy introducing this kind of bigger philosophy of yoga through that one kind of aim or lens is through that physical practice of yoga. So hatha yoga I teach, and I teach that online primarily. And I've been teaching for about, I would say, almost 3 years.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah. So I mean, it's safe to say that you believe so much in the mind and body connection.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, I mean, how do you incorporate yoga in what you're doing with your coaching? And do you? If so, how?
So how do I include the mind body in my
Well,
coaching or yoga?
right, right. Yeah.
Okay.
Or if that's something you do, yeah, how do you incorporate it in what you do with yoga and your coaching?
Totally. I think it's, definitely just like a salient thread through both of the practices that I do. It's the biggest piece, which is kind of just uniting the mind, the body, the spirit, whatever someone wants to call that word. But I think that what's really key is with the coaching is, helping people understand their intellectual thoughts and experiences with their emotions or with what's happening in their body. And then with yoga, you're really kind of, at least with that physical practice that I teach, you're getting into your body, you're moving it, you're kind of turning like mental and physical energy into spiritual energy. So I would say that they're both extremely mind body based inherently, and they both have a consequence of connecting someone deeper with themselves. And I think that it's so needed in our day and age. So many people are so stressed out, and some people don't even know what the mind or the body is. And something I really enjoy coming back to in my own practice too is that yoga isn't just about bending the body so much as it is about straightening the mind. So it's just about disciplining the mind. And in my practice and how I've been trained, the mind isn't just up here in our head or our brain. The mind is really in our heart, the center point of our body, where we hold this kind of flame of awareness or consciousness that animates us.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. Yeah, I love that. And I think it's an important thing to note too, is so often, like that's what I love about yoga is so often we stimulate either the mind or the body. Like there's no balance, but it's so important to integrate both and to have that balance of practice. You're stimulating your mind work and discipline, and then also stimulating your body with exercise as well. So I really think it's cool. It's cool what you're doing. One final question I really have for you is why do you think mind and body awareness is important? I mean, you kind of touched on it earlier, just kind of the state of where our world is and all of that. But yeah, why is it important for the greater cause, or yeah, greater world, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I think I can't help but want to just speak about it through the lens of my education, which is that union of mind and body helps us to realize the self, the true self, that deeper essence within ourselves. And I think a lot of people might not have a purpose in life or a meaning to, why they're here. And I think that connecting the mind and the body, or embracing practices like yoga or Pilates, or just something that helps people to bridge that gap, sets them off on a journey of just understanding themselves and understanding, what can they do here? What can they create? What meaning can they build in their life? And move beyond any maybe suffering, whether it's in the mind or the body or both, and discover a life beyond suffering. And I think everyone deserves to understand that potential that lives within us. And I really find that it really does come from that mind-body connection and living in an embodied and integrated way.
Absolutely. Yeah. Beautifully said. Is there anything else that you'd like to touch on in terms of your business, or just for our
Mhm.
audience to hear about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the one thing that I just wish to share is that if this is all new to somebody, or they've never even tried to invest in themselves at all around, mind body or yoga or coaching, anything that would help them to grow as individuals, I just encourage everyone to just pick something and just try it, and to take the risk to invest in yourself, because I think that the best investment that we can make is in ourselves.
100%. Yeah. I love that. Beautifully said. Well, I appreciate your time once again. I'll include some information on your business and also social media, website, all of the things below. And to my subscribers, thank you so much for joining us once again on Mind and Body Pilates. Don't forget to like our video, and also spread the word about what we're doing, what Natalie's doing. We need subscribers. So I appreciate your time, both of you, all of you, and we will see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.